Hi, it's Dave Turner here again from Tabletop Journal, and I'm here with another session of the Designer Forum from the Tabletop Matters Network. Today we're going to Hamburg, Germany, right outside of Hamburg, and to meet with award-winning designer Mikaela Dörfel. Mikaela has worked with companies like Rosenthal, Schoenwald, and most recently Rack Porcelain, and has designed some really fantastic shapes. And she's really a terrific designer, and she's into some new materials, and she does a lot more than just porcelain. So we're going to get right into it. Good morning, Mikaela. How are you?
Thank you, Dave. I'm very fine. I hope you're fine too.
We're great. We're great. Listen, I've got to get right into this and find out. Growing up in Finland, how the heck did you ever fall in love with great design and especially designing everyday products?
I realized really that I was influenced very, very early with Scandinavian design because my parents, when they, as a young couple already, they started with nearly nothing, but all what they bought in the beginning was really nice finished design objects. So I grew up with Alvar Aalto stool and table and with the Savoy vase, with the great Savoy vase, and with Tapio Vöckla's glasses and with the Kilta from Kai Frank. So, and that was all the time with me around. And I think I liked it a lot that time already. And later on, when I returned as a student to Finland, I realized to practice in Itala, in the glass company, I was fascinated again by Vöckla's work. Tapio Vöckla, I think he did great sculptural everyday objects, and he was great in transforming nature into sculptures that work for everyday use. And I think that was really a big influence. I liked his veneer sculptures and his silver sculptures and so on. And he followed me because when I came to Rosenthal as a design manager again, it was finished design there with Sapaneva and Tapio Vöckla, but not only Finnish designer, but also others. So that was really a big influence in the beginning. So I think it was very clear to follow. And as a child already, I made a lot of stuff in ceramic and in paper and in stone. And later on, I did in porcelain, in glass, and metal. So I just stayed with it in a way. Yes, and
Mikaela, you've worked with some of the best design dinnerware firms, tabletop firms in the world. What is it that's so intriguing and makes it so special to work with companies like Royal Porcelain or Rack Porcelain or Rosenthal or Schoenwald or any of these?
I think better to ask them. I hope they will say something nice. But I think working for Rosenthal in the 90s as a design manager was really a big step in the direction I'm doing still today. Because on the one hand, I was involved, I met a lot of great designers who tried to make their designs work in the company. On the other hand, as design manager, I was responsible for the design process and also taking care of the needs of the company. And I think this combination, I think that's the most important start to do an own studio and knowing what is going on, what is important for the companies we are working with. So I think I can really say that I'm experienced in production, so that my customer can expect designs that really working. I understood that it's not quite normal, but of course I try to get to the limits of what they can do because I really want to do new things and innovative things. And so that means you can't do the standard production. You have to think a little bit more. But knowing better the production, you can much more go into the direct direction without being stopped. I think that's the one thing. And sometimes you find partners who follow the idea. That's great. And sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, then it doesn't work. But I think partnership has to grow. And for example, with Rack, we did it for years now, and we are getting better and better together. And I think that's a good relationship of work. So it works in both directions.
You have quite a team.
Is that we are really, I think we are reliable and fast-working partners. So I hope my customer would agree on that. And we really find to try unique solutions and to be unique. And I have a special handwriting in a way, of course. So they have to they have to choose or not to choose.
Well, you have quite a design team there with you. It's not a big team, but it's a very complete team, and you deliver. I'm told you deliver very complete designs to your clients. How do you do that? Tell us a little bit about the team that you have there, and what is it to deliver a complete design? What does that really mean from your side?
Yeah, we are a little team, but we have very open doors. So that means mainly we are working with three people. So I'm doing the design, the conception, and Katrin is doing the technical drawings, and she's very specialized in that already. And Peter is doing the models. And I prefer to do the models in the studio because when I can go into the production into the process because I do the sketch, we go into the model. I want to know how it feels and how it looks and how it functions. So it's very easy to stay to do the process if it works here. It's otherwise it won't work with 3D modeling. But of course, I have also freelancers who do the work in 3D when we need it and what else. And
So
beside
you
that, I have many young students or young designers who are joining me for a while, working here 1 year or sometimes longer. And lately, most of them are working as freelancers still today for me. And that's very nice because we know each other and I know their special knowledge is. And that works quite well. So if I need research work or 3D modeling or I need graphic work, I have my freelancers whom I know anyway. And lately I had a Chinese student with me. That was really a nice project also because we worked on a nation project. And then I like a lot to have a different cultural backgrounds together. And I think she will come again also.
that when you have young designers who come and work with you for a short period of time, for a year or so, that must give you a different texture to your to the way you see products, and especially if they're young and fresh out of school.
Yes, I think it opens us both because they learn a lot about the process and reality of design, and I learn a lot about new other cultures and also about new technologies. Most of them they are very fast in all the programs and so on, and I think this is a good, nice cooperation for both of us.
Mikaela, when you work with a client, are you suggesting specific designs to clients, or are you normally receiving a suggestion from the client, or does it go both ways? How does that work?
Yeah, that's absolutely both because some of my long-lasting partners they have real briefs for special markets and they give me a brief what they need and I work on that with them together. But also I suppose them or I propose them designs because I know very well what they are doing and what market they are offering and so on. So that's both directions. But sometimes I have just ideas in mind for some products, and probably I have done also some ideas and sketches or models, and and then I find the right partner for that, right brand to offer it. And sometimes it's beginning of a nice relationship. That's, for example, with Menu and with Delton is like that for me.
One of your newest and most recent designs is this complete flatware and cutlery range for rack.
Oh.
Tell us a little bit about how that came about, and I know it's 8 designs, and it's supposed to be complementary for the dinnerware, which is fantastic, and it's a little bit different. So tell us a little bit about how that evolved and how that came to being.
Yes, that's a great project. It was first time we talked about that idea to create a flatware brand for rug with 8 lines. I think that's a lot.
That is a lot.
That was in September 14 in Ras Al Khaimah. So it's not a long. And 1 year later, we introduced the 8 flatware lines with 15 pieces each in Milano. So that was really a fast process, very fast process also for us, and a great project. And I love to do it. Starting that project, I had already some ideas for cutlery in mind, but first of all, we did a market research to divide the lines into classic, modern, design, avant-garde, proportional to in the right proportion to the market. So that was our first step. And then we decided we do 2 in the classic and 3 and modern lines and so on. And then I started to develop in sketches and but also in mind the service ranges of rug. So it's not necessarily that they work together, that they belong together, but it helps a little bit. So it's worked together. I sketched, then I did models in 1-to-1, very detailed models. We checked the proportions and the functions by the hand. So and then also the weight of each article. And then with final technical drawings, and we checked each article coming out of a pre-production. That took a long time, really. But the reaction on the collection was great. So this is, for example, I don't know how to say, this is one of the designs we did for this one, for example. This a line that follows your hand. I think it's not easy to show. It's the Nabur line.
It's not easy to show, but I think it's very ergonomic and it fits right into the hand, right?
Yeah, I think, and that was what we really did for every article. We checked the weight and how it works ergonomical. I think that was one of the steps. And of course, to be unique in a market that is full of cutleries. It was a great job, of course.
Well, it's a fantastic looking range, and I'm sure it's going to be hugely successful. So I'm very excited to see how that does.
Okay.
But when you were talking about the different styles of the cutlery, you were talking about classical, avant-garde, you're talking about all different styles and trends in that. You're located outside of Hamburg in a small village, I think. But how do you keep track of what's going on in the world and trends I mean, it's a topic that we all struggle with in certain ways. I wonder how you do that as a designer.
Yeah, fun. Yeah, I think in a way it's nowadays quite equal where you are located, because you can travel very easy. You have internet, and the connection is so easy. So indeed, I have no customers in northern Germany, but in Denmark, for example, that's my nearest customer. But I travel often, and I take every opportunity and love to travel, so I can see a lot. So I think that works.
Speaking of new designs, tell us what's going to be coming new from you. Do you have some new designs that you're working on, or what can we expect from your studio in the future?
Oh, I think different things. So I'm in expectation for some really interesting new things, and Stelton will have some new articles. Of course, Ruck will show new articles the next year, and I'm going mainly now in one project I really love to do. This I started last year already, and I had not really enough time for it, but now I will take care of it more. I am co-partner of a new founded design company based in Chicago, and they are doing concrete products. And I love this material. It's it's very different to porcelain and glass. And we are fast going forward. So, for example, with a production plant now in Mexico. So we have to fill up the company also. And my part is corporate identity and taking care of all designs, not only of my own designs, but we also work with other designers together. So I have, again, a design manager position, what I like a lot. And I think that's very interesting. It's a bigger view when doing single lines for a customer. So both together, I think, works very well. So I love it. So both together, I think I show you one product because that's both together. Probably does it work here now? So this is concrete in combination with porcelain, and I like it because of a material combination, but also because these are shakers, and also so you can shake this up, but you can use it like that. And for example, this is a spoon, and also it's you can use a spoon, but also as a mortar. So I think this is a combination of function, new ideas that are not in the market, and combination of material what is not in the market. And now I hope I can do a lot of things like that in future.
Well, that's fascinating to see concrete coming to the tabletop. I love it. That's really terrific. Mikaela, this has been great. I appreciate you taking the time to visit with us this morning, and we'd like to check back in with you down the road if that's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mikaela Dörfel from Hamburg, Germany, one of the leading designers, an award-winning designer for all kinds of great porcelain companies and very cool products. Thanks again, Mikaela.
Thank you, Dave. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.